In 1925, Scottish inventor John Logie Baird was experimenting with inventing a broadcast television system. Baird's first system was not able to televise human faces due to inadequate contrast, and the incandescent lights generated so much heat Baird could not use a human subject, so he chose to use a puppet which he named Stooky Bill. Eventually, Stooky Bill's hair became singed and the painted face became cracked. On the 26th of January 1926, John Logie Baird demonstrated the first live working television broadcast. But what does this story have to do with the Doctor Who 60th anniversary specials? Okay, before I get on to what the story of John Logie Baird has to do with the Doctor Who 60th anniversary specials, I first want to talk about some of the official announcements we have for the last episode of these specials, the Giggle. So, one of the first big announcements we had specifically related to this episode is that Neil Patrick Harris will be playing a character in the Doctor Who 60th anniversary specials, who is heavily speculated to be playing classic Doctor Who villain, the Celestial Toymaker, due to some iconography on set, such as circus posters and a toy shop called Mr. Emporium, as well as a laugh in one of the teaser trailers that some people have said sounds like Michael Gough's Celestial Toymaker laugh from the classic serial. Now, Neil Patrick Harris has been spotted on set filming with David Tennant and Catherine Tate, as well as Bernard Cribbins, who plays Wilf, whose hat can be seen in the trailer during one of these sequences. As mentioned, we see the Mr. Emporium toy shop in one of the trailers, and Russell T Davies has said that the character that we see in this shot is a big actor who has not been revealed to us yet, and some people have speculated that this could be Adam Scott of Parks and Recreation, as somebody who looks strikingly similar to him has also been spotted on set. And for me personally, I really hope this is true. It does look a lot like him, and I've just finished watching Parks and Recreation recently, and I think he's really good in that. Baba boy. So I think it'll be a great get if he is in these episodes. It's also worth mentioning that the director for this episode is Chanya Button, who is a newcomer to Doctor Who, so I'm excited to see what her directing will be like. Now, on set, we also saw some posters that have some dates set in late 1925, and some of the set was also dressed to look like the 20s, which is where we saw the character that is supposedly played by Adam Scott, or another big actor. Now, this sort of leads us into John Logie Baird, who obviously was around during the 1920s, so it is heavily speculated that John Logie Baird will be a character in this episode and will likely be seen during those 1920s sequences. Now, this can be further backed up, as one of the codes in those glitch ident trailers we got a while ago has the phrase Brooding Elijah, which is an anagram for John Logie Baird, and I've previously speculated that I think I might know who will be playing this character in the 60th anniversary specials, as John Logie Baird showed up in Russell T Davies' recent miniseries Nolly, played by actor John McKay, and he was also cast by Andy Pryor, who is the casting director for Doctor Who. Now, further evidence to back up that this story will be relevant to the Doctor Who 60th anniversary specials, and particularly this episode, is that a puppet can be seen on screen in the titles teaser trailer in what is assumed to be the new unit base that bears a striking resemblance to the Stooky Bill puppet which I mentioned in that opening story. In this scene, we can also see the Doctor using what appears to be his new sonic screwdriver, although we don't get a great look at it, and we still haven't had a good look at it yet. And we also see the AMNN logo, which has led some people to believe that Trinity Wells will be making a reappearance in this era. And for those of you who don't know, she was an American news broadcaster who appeared frequently in the first RTD era. As for what I think the plot for this episode could be, I assume the Doctor and Donna will return from whatever adventure they are on in the previous episode, Wild Blue Yonder, to find London in absolute chaos, which we see in the trailer. And in the midst of all this chaos, they will find Neil Patrick Harris's character, who, as I said, is speculated to be playing the Celestial Toymaker. At some point, UNIT will get involved, and the Doctor and Donna will help them, possibly by going back to the 1920s, to stop the Celestial Toymaker from planting a giggle in everyone's head via John Logie Baird's first television broadcast in 1926. Now, obviously, at some point in the episode, the Doctor is likely to regenerate into Ncuti Gatwa's 15th Doctor, but I honestly, at this point, don't really know how that's going to happen and what's going to be the cause of it. So if you have any suggestions for what you think that might be, let me know in the comments. I will be talking about Ncuti Gatwa's first special in the next couple of weeks, so if you don't want to miss that, subscribe to this channel. And if you've not seen part 1 of this series, where I talk about everything we know about the first episode of the 60th anniversary specials, The Star Beast, you can watch that now by clicking here.